Yep, yep. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, but salute to all y'all. And anyway, we was on what you call that, silent movie mode for a couple of minutes. But now we in here though. We're gonna talk about it. All the new stuff that's going on. Speaking of new, I got people around me that's acting new a lot of times and stuff. Oh man, I don't like to bring up certain stuff, but um, I told you I was on silent mode Saturday night. Yeah, I'm gonna salute y'all out in a second. Just hold on. I said y'all's name. I already said salute, but anyway, I'm still gonna hit y'all uh, with a bigger and better salute. I had I don't know, man. I just don't like. I'm trying not to be specific, even though people ain't gonna see or what this the chances of them watching this, they got a better chance of getting hit by lightning or something like that. But the whole thing about, I got your back, you got my back. I'm gonna tell you what, that's overrated. It's really overrated. It might now this can fit into the discussion, but I'm just saying that that's overrated. And I'm okay now. I don't want nobody to get sensitive, so don't get sensitive. So I'm not. Don't think about this is not specific. So it's not talking about you in particular. So don't take it like it's talking about you. You understand? So don't look at it like that. Like, oh, he talking about me on this? Or yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm down for whatever. I die for mine and stuff like that. That's fine, fine, fine. Yeah, we have people that will do that, and I stand up for my people all the time. That's the only thing. I don't even need endorsements or something like that because I would hear them say that around me or not around me, around other people. And that's not like I'm ear hustling or something like that. I'll just hear them saying it. They say, "Oh yeah, he gonna have your back for sure," like that. But some people just don't have your back and stuff like that. So I just got, so I'm out there, doing my art and stuff, and I got clipped. I think more than once. So I'm like, and then I got people that supposed to have my back, but and I know I watch out too. So it's my side, the most, because most time people look when you're looking out, you're always practicing looking to the left. You might not even know that, but you're always practicing looking to the left more than you do to the right. And the reason you do that is because of driving. And driving, you have to look left way more than you have to look right. So people that drive, they always looking. I mean, they're always looking left. Always, look. You gotta look left a couple of times because that it seems like that's the side you gotta look at from a distance. So that's probably I'm always looking this side, but my right side was supposed to be getting taken care of, but my right side wasn't getting taken care of. Okay, and that's all I'm saying on that. And that's why I ended up getting clipped because my back, I got your back, turned out to be a little dagger in the back. That's where I feel, man. I get, you know what I'm saying? I get sensitive over certain stuff, and not sensitive like I'm gonna break down. I get sensitive to like to your status towards me. You know what I mean? I don't like people that, you can have some slips ups. Yeah, you can have some slips. That's why I say it, slips ups or slip ups. You can have slip ups, but usually you ain't supposed to be slipping. Slipping is for, I'm gonna say, you got to be under 30 to slip. I don't know. You shouldn't even, at a certain age you shouldn't. It comes from experience, but you shouldn't slip after a certain time. There's no more slipping. It's like caution be with you. You know what I mean? So you just, in my back, y'all put up a one if I'm back. Let me see. I put a one up. I don't know if I'm back yet. Okay, I think I might be back. I put my own one up there. I couldn't wait on y'all. No, anyway, shout out 9 to the 7-9 is that Eagles Way of Boxing. Salute, sir. Peace and blessings to you. That's right. Of course, Eagles Way of Boxing is right back. I see you, boss. Be right in. That's right. Sir Flame is out there with the salute at Eagles Way Up. And shout out 9 to the 7-9 is at Sir Flame. Salute, sir. Sir Flame right back. He said, jab that like button. He on your way in. Y'all. He said, I guess he mean y'all. He put tall. Get Y and T. You get mixed up with those. They so close together when you typing it up. He said, y'all neck. He said, don't get naked. Eagles Way Up Boxing 100 with the boxing glove up in those weapons, baby. You know what that is, man. 100% fire, man. That's Sir Flame up there. Salute at South 979. That comes from Sir Flame. And then Sir Flame hit me with the no sound when I told y'all I was on silence mode, man. I was doing silent movie. Yeah, we back now though. Yeah, South 979 say you good now. And then y'all, sir, too, the Hussein is up in here, man. He says salute Eagle in the chat, man. And then Sir Flame says salute at y'all, Sir Hussein. He says salam, fam. Y'all, Sir Hussein, salute back. And then walaikum salam, salam at Sir Flame. Yeah, yeah. Shalom. Wa'akanashawokwa. Yeah, also. Yeah, we can speak tongues, man. Tongue battle. Let's go. Tongue battle. You first. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but this whole uh, why is boxing? This is a question for anybody, man. Why is boxing just becoming so new? Why are they doing new stuff in boxing? And why is boxing just becoming so? It's just becoming like a uh, kaleidoscope of things to come. I just don't get it, man. There's no straight path. Like, you know how all the, see, the worst thing about with boxing is that the other sports already, they already like straightforward. They got schedules and everything else. But boxing don't have schedules. And they don't have like a standard anymore. Because the whole boxing standard, you go back to Jack Johnson and before, the whole boxing standard, I'm talking about post Great White Hope type. Actually went through two phases of that, right? Went through a couple of phases where the colored fighters couldn't fight. But before, after that, it was already like a standard that was given to us. So we already got the standard, right? So we have a standard, and the standard is being that we're going to fight the best. We're going to fight the champions. I'm a champ, so I'm going to fight nothing but champs. And then we take it a step further to where we were granted the honorary, we were an honorary recipient of a so-called people's champ. And so when you're a people's champ, that's a good subject right there. That's a good point of what we're talking about right there. So when you're a people's champ, then you fight those fighters that the people would like to see. That's what makes you a people's champ. So here's the question. There's a couple of questions in there. But here's another question is who today is the people's champ? And right, we're gonna get to your little your individual um, concerns about this because I know you guys are probably already way ahead. You're already thinking, well, this fighter, he's doing this, he's doing that. Okay, but who today? And I know somebody is gonna put nobody, but who's the closest then? If we can't get it, I'm gonna sit back and sip. Y'all answer that question, man. Who is the people's champ today? Because if I talk too much, then you guys will be trying to listen at the same time. It's harder to write for you. You like, oh shit, like even saying something else. I want to catch everything because nobody wants to have to go back over a show, right? Got the grease wood today. Chop around like that. Anytime they got these cold and flu seasons and stuff, always take as many things as you can to combat and boost up your immune system and stuff like that. I don't know. That's kind of an overrated thing or whatever. It's just like, oh, boost your immune system up. But guess what? Nature already boosts your immune system up. You know why? Because this is what nature does. See, nature gives you certain foods that you need for certain times of the year. So at this time of the year, this is the last bit. Some places they still have it, but this is the last bit. The last fruit in this area is called persimmons. That's the last fruit. It's orange. It's kind of weird that it's orange, right? And then the last vegetable right now is gonna be orange too. That's gonna be squash and stuff like that. So they just rounding up. It's like the last ones out there. But the thing about them is, see, that is a perfect food. Yeah, we talk about everything in these web. Yeah, because this is a grown folks chat. That's the perfect food. They can actually stay out there it can stay outside for a while before too much rain and moisture hits it. It can actually stay out there in the cold, right? And then you can just bring them in. But they actually will last you, months and months. I'm talking about probably 4 or 5 months or more sometimes. That food will actually last you, but that's supposed to sustain you. It's one of the foods that sustain you, through the winter. That sustain you to the winter. So that's already nature's already letting you know what this is what you should be eating at this time because that's when I provide it. And then in the summer and stuff like that, if you get provided like lighter stuff and some of the and within the nuts and stuff. All the stuff that's supposed to last, you harvest closer to the fall. Fall harvest, even winter. Like the nuts and stuff like that. You get the berries and stuff. Uh, in the summer, you get that stuff quick. Like I said, you get these berries. You get that energy food right away. Get the energy food, and later on in the year, you get the fat and you get the nutritious stuff. More nutrition for that winter. Winter slumber. The slumber. You know how y'all just want to sleep. Sir Flame put up one person, which is Spence. Yeah, Spence is doing. He has a locked in. Um, he has a locked in program to what he wants to do. And I know a lot of people are mad at him right now. You can get mad at him if you want to. That's up to you if you want to get mad. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. Because if you guys remember, I said that Bud is acting like a little, you know what? When you start begging and stuff like that, you begging and you start putting yourself up that you this see Earl playing it. He's playing it like a player. To be honest, I'm sorry. A lot of people it don't agree with it and they upset and all that. But look, he playing it like a player, man. That's a player move right there. Okay, since you the big boss, you the 5-star man, then step up and get the money yourself. I don't need to fight you because we can already see. Because you know what? Here's the thing about it is that you got a superstar to a lot of people, and that's Cinnamon Bun. I still, I think he's way beatable still. I don't care what people think his skill set is like. I think he's way beatable, but he knows who to pick to beat up on. If you got a whole lot of power in boxing IQ, he ain't gonna fight you. It's not gonna fight you. If you at 147, like Earl, see now you got a superstar calling. He's calling Earl out. You know what I mean? So that just shows you that Earl is a step above, even though he's not number one pound for pound. Because I think they saying Canelo's pound for pound, and then Crawford. But then again, sometimes your pound for pound just don't count. It's not counting for as much. I'm sorry, man. It's just I'm calling it for what it is. People getting all mad and stuff. Yeah. There you go, Sir Flynn. Laura, he said Laura was the last boxer he really fought. Yeah. He can't beat Laura. He could not. If he's so much better, he should go back. He should be like, y'all, everybody thinks this fight was close. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna give Laura's. Okay, because remember when I talked about this when I started, right? What were we talking about? We were talking about how the championship evolved. It's real brief. Brief. We're not gonna go all into the details and stuff like that because anybody can go research that themselves. But this is not that kind of show. We don't do that very often. We do dates every once in a while. Like we'll go back and like I'll narrow it down to like 80s, like 1980 up until 1980. Why wasn't Hagler getting a championship fight? And everybody knows why. You know what I mean? That's the only time I get more specific and put dates in there. Most of the time I put faces in there. See? And so we skipped over to the people. So right now, even if you're part of the people, but you're not the people, that you might not be a person that even goes for Canelo. But nobody's really getting a chance to hold that title though, like the people's champ. But guess what? Why is everybody asking for Earl? A lot of people want to fight Earl. You pound for pound, I'm talking about Bud and stuff, but you pound for pound, but ain't nobody really. A lot of people want you, but they're not. There's nobody from other divisions who really wants you or care about you like that. Why? But you're trying to put yourself in high demand, and you can't be in high demand if you're not making demanding moves. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. You're making it all confused. It's like I said, like a kaleidoscope and stuff. Anytime you shake it up and look through it, there's a different shape, right? So boxing, every time you look at boxing and shake it up, it's a different shape. So even with Cinnamon Bun, good point that Sir Flame makes. Even with him, what should happen is he should be like, you know what, I got stuff I gotta clean up. I gotta clean up some close fights I had. I gotta come back. So now I'm gonna tell you something. If Canelo came back and he just totally just mopped up Laura, then he wouldn't need to fight Trout. Because he'd probably beat Trout. Now Trout been through some wars, you know. Trout had been through some wars, you know. So, that's probably, he'll probably beat Trout. But if I say if he came back in close decision or lose the Lord, then you guys already know. You already know that he's not the goods that you thought. He's already not the goods that, for me, he's not the goods in the first place. Anybody who don't just have a plan, they not really the goods. And Back to Sir Flame. Dispense makes sense because I didn't mean to rhyme that, but dispense does make sense because he already told everybody he had a plan. Now sometimes you have to deviate, from a plan. When you get like something happens or in real life, situations that somebody flips up on you or something, you're like, wait a minute, that's not how it's supposed to be. Then of course you might want to, change that. Change your what you was gonna do. But he had a plan. I'm gonna fight all of y'all. Don't worry about it. I'm going like this. When you got people coattailing you or begging you all day long, you get tired of them, man. It's like a little kid, like you want to smack them, like, get up out of here. Stop begging. Go do something else. Don't you have a plan? You see what I mean? Just because if I have my plan and you want to interrupt my plans, do I have to let you interrupt my plans? Now, if I tell you I'm going to get to you, and so he really bossing up because that's like a parent, man. How many people out there when you was small that if your parents, especially your mom, I ain't gonna say your dad, but your mom, if you ask your mom something and she said she's gonna get to you in a minute, and then you kept bothering them, what would happen? What's gonna happen to you? Y'all seriously be back in a bit. Hopefully, he said got some unannounced guests came over. Yeah, you got that unannounced guest, man. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just let it run, man. Let them enjoy too, man. Tell them they can subscribe. You tell them they can subscribe, man. Say, hey, you got your show on right now, man. They can subscribe too. But with your mom, so what would happen? What would happen with your mom if she said she's gonna get to you and you kept bothering her? You got a couple of things that's gonna happen. Maybe 3 or 4 things that can happen. But 2 things are more common than than the rest of the things that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? When you keep bugging, stop bugging. This is how Eagle sound when he's waiting on the web to respond. No sound. No clips today. Y'all know better than that. I can't put up no clips, man. I'll be in trouble. Putting up these clips and stuff, man. Always these people something else. They come get me. So you got up clips? We'll see about that. Yeah. So I ain't no clips today. I gotta be quiet. And see. Now I'm gonna put up something. No, I'm not gonna play from somebody else's show. But I like you said, when you get your feeds, then you get a lot of words, and so that's why I'm asking you guys if you guys, if you guys heard anything about this stuff, or you watched anything about it, then just let me know. Yeah. Yeah. Because now I just got a little note that came through that says that Crawford thinks something about the accident is making Earl talk the way that Earl's talking. Because Earl's talking about, a 30-70 split, 40-60 split, and also he's talking about, or whatever I give you. Whatever you get. You're going to take whatever you get. But who put themselves in that position? That's the whole point, man. Who put themselves in that position? And see, maybe it's a good thing that we always have to go back, that we're going to keep hearing these stories and that the same people are going to keep coming up. That you're always going to have the same people that keep coming up, right? So if we got the same people that keep coming up, then that's what we end up talking about. But if you got all these stories and stuff, if you got stories that you're gonna fight because of this, you're gonna be fighting for because of that. But we just got to saying, Crawford, you sound a little bit desperate, and to me, that sounds like a little bit of desperation. Is when you say that somebody thinks you sound desperate. If you say somebody thinks you sound desperate, then guess what? You probably sound desperate, and that's all that is to it. You probably sound a little bit desperate, and that's what I was just saying before I even thought about uh, reporting that you said that somebody's the accidents making them think that you're desperate. You are desperate, and it's been put out there for a long time that you was desperate. It's been months. It's been a lot of months, son. So if everybody's saying you desperate, then that's what it is, man. Just stop, man. But here's the question to Sir Frank. Looks like you're the only mod that's left in here. Maybe. Let me see. Yeah, I think Sir Frank. Yeah. The Shadow 9. Well, Shadow 9 had a late response. So he might still be in here. I don't know. So either Sir Frank or Shadow 9. No, so what? No, I'm just saying. So what is the verdict when you look at Crawford? Did Crawford is Crawford just more or less, like I said, he's not the brightest lamp on the street, man. But is he just killing his own? Did he kill his own opportunities, or is he still constantly killing his own opportunities? So that's my point. Is he, to my two minds, I don't care about the rest of y'all. Y'all can answer too if you want to. The rest of y'all that's in here, but y'all can answer, or you can let my mods answer, whatever. But is Crawford, or did Crawford, either way, did he, or is he just killing his opportunities? God dang, plus I got to bring up something. Once y'all answer that, I got to bring this up. Just in case y'all forgot. Just in case you forgot, I got to bring this up. Another point about Crawford. But y'all answer that, because I can't ask y'all something and then I don't take the answer. But I give y'all like about a minute. It shouldn't take no more than a minute to write. And we just waiting around. We waiting for one of my mods or somebody to come up with like a good story, so we can get this storyline. I love to get my storylines also, especially when the chat is not real busy, because everybody's just blowing up. It's nice. It's a Wednesday, nice little mild chat. It's not no crazed out chat. Maybe Friday. I don't know. It's Christmas. Yeah, I might come into y'all's house on Christmas. Y'all ain't doing. I do the Christmas special. The Eagles Web Christmas special. What should I do on Christmas? Or maybe not. This might be the show right here, because I'm thinking about visiting. But then again, I don't know. I might do a show after. See, I know. He said no. I think they're trying to do some type of Floyd Pac-Man shit to make it worth more, as long as Bud and Spence don't lose. And that's one side. Good side. Glad you see. That's why I had to ask the question, because I wanted another side of it. But hear this part. Crawford really put the diss out on Keith Thurman. He put the diss out on Ugas, and then he put the diss out on Sean Porter. But now he's talking about for Sean to, activate that mandatory. But did Sean, I didn't hear Sean on his podcast or nothing like that, say anything about, I'll activate it, or Because right now it's holidays. Nobody's really thinking about, fighting or activating. If you wasn't scheduled for a fight right now, this is one of the worst times between this week and next week for somebody to even be thinking about some kind of fight. People at home chilling with their families and stuff like that. But my point about it is that I think, Bud, from my side, I see your side, and I can agree. But I'm saying that's why this thing is like a kaleidoscope, man. You shake it up, you keep seeing different pictures. And so with this, we keep seeing all these different pictures. And so we can take one side or we can take the other side. Now, for me, I think it's building at the same time, but a lot of people don't see that it's building. It's actually building um, because Earl is doing it, taking the quiet route. And so he's just gonna make Bud is gonna have to do all the yelling and shit. You see, why Earl is just relaxed, he's gonna make Bud do all the yelling. Like, yo, Earl just, he's gonna make him throw out the scared word and stuff like that. And nobody's gonna really buy the scared part. But then he's gonna have to do like predictions and stuff. I think I'm gonna take Earl. I'll probably take Earl out in the first round. He's gonna have to get that desperate to where he says stuff like that to make the fight even more intriguing. But then, provided, like Sir Flame said, is provided that he doesn't lose. That's the whole point right there. So nice 79 in there. He said, just hope we get the fight next year. See, I'm tired of waiting. And Crawford is getting on in age. Well, we can't worry about the age part. We don't have no control over the time, age, none of that. And like I said, Mike Tyson just came back and was fighting, even though it was an exhibition. He showed that he still got some kind of skills. So, and he's been sitting out, 15 years? Yeah, something like that, like 15 years. So we always got to look that, hey, that's not, we can't blame it on, if we can't blame stuff on an accident, if it took a speeding Ferrari it probably didn't even knock Earl out, but it hurt Earl. But ain't nobody else hurting Earl. God dang, he's straight up beast mode. Much respect for that. Because I'd have been in accidents where accidents didn't hurt me. I mean, not long time, but yeah, some of that stuff stay with you forever though. But then again, if you've been saucing a little bit, you don't feel it as much. That's probably what it was. He sauced out. You don't know. You don't know. Because I remember when I was a kid, when you first, try your hand at drinking a little bit. You think you can drink with the big boys? Yeah, come on in there. You drinking? Yeah, this ain't nothing. First you cough, you like coughing a little bit or whatever because it's strong. But after a while, you get but that's the whole problem. That's the whole thing with it is once you sip it, then it's like it has that numbing effect. It got that numbing effect, and then you just don't feel it. You're like, okay, it's just hot. Then you just like after a while, it's not as hot, and you just throw them down. But you realize you wasn't a veteran, so your dumb ass end up falling downstairs like I did, or do something else. But the thing about it, even if you stomach sick, you get out of that. You know what I mean? The alcohol knock your ass out, but you good though. Just because not alcohol knock you out. And I was kind of I thought about this because sometimes we talk about that we get in this subject where we was talking about how people can function like these junkies or whatever else, how they function like that. And so I was just thinking too that there was a guy on the basketball team over in Europe that played with us, and his ass, he used to play in the game. He used to be drunk, like he ain't been drinking, and he plays better. All his moves. I'm like, he played better when he drank. He just loved to drink. So some people just they call them functioning alcoholics. I don't know if all of them is alcoholics. It's just something they just like. Hey, I just like to drink. But they can always put an alcoholic is a person that has to go to rehab. They can't put it down. But some people would like do stuff like for a certain. Oh, I need to smoke my weed when I do this. I need to drink alcohol when I do this. Is that different, or am I wrong on that? It's different if you have I got to have weed when I do that, or I had to have some alcohol. I got to have this when I do a particular thing, but not necessarily at home or something like that. Not like being at with the family and stuff, you don't need all that. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong or what's your opinion on that. Yeah. Turf Flame said, yeah, it's different with Floyd and Pac because they were close in age. Bud is older than Spence. He said, better get it done. Yeah, he's older. Which one's older, Mayweather or Pacquiao? And what was the whole thing about the Pacquiao in the first place? Hmm? What was the whole thing about the Pacquiao in the first place? So what kept the Pacquiao? What kept the Pacquiao from happening in the first place? So we gotta look at it like that too, though. So what happened? What happened to the Pacquiao to make it to where Pacquiao wasn't fighting Floyd? It was needles, right? But then I think somebody said, but Pacquiao is all tatted up. He's scared of needles. Like, get out of here. Sounds nice every night. I learned my lesson young. Got a lot more respect for the drink now. Got to know your limits. Yeah, yeah. Alcohol. That's one. See, and that's just alcohol. That's something that's legal that they sell in the stores and stuff like that. Man, that alcohol, man, ain't nothing. It ain't no joke to be playing with, man. And see, a lot of people don't. What they don't understand, Shadow Nine, is they don't understand that DNA, even if they got the name wrong, or maybe if even if it's not really DNA, but they're accepting that that's what it is. It's real, regardless of what it is. In other words, the stuff that's built deep down inside of your structure is like certain people is okay, like a river. You just take a river, right? Like a river can hold so much water, right? And then what happens uh, if it overflows? If there's a dam, it goes over the dam, or the dam breaks, or something else. And so the same thing with certain people, like the alcohol is like that flooding water, And with some people, it just flood quicker. Some people they get sauced up, and it's like, oh man, they like this, they on that woozy stuff right away. It's like if you ever did you watch anybody seen Crooklyn? I'm not diming on anybody's shows or something like that, but it's a point, you know what I mean? If you watch Crooklyn, what they did to the baby, right? Remember the baby girl? This is just not good. This is abuse, but that's what they do that in movies and stuff like that. So for the baby girl, what they did is they took a bag. They had been sniffing like the paint thinner or something like that, or glue or something like that, and and this is a practice that wasn't just done with the paint sniffers and stuff like that. This is a practice probably just done today for people to get other, like youngsters, acclimated with the drugs and stuff like that. It's like a force thing. Nobody ever reports it, and I never even really hear people talk about it. But what they did to the baby girl, they take the baby girl, took a bag, and of course it has all the chemicals, and then they put it over her face. She got high. She was just like walking, and all of a sudden she just started floating up in the air, and it was like bye. They just told her bye. She's just high as all the what going up. And the same thing they do, with that with the sticky. Same thing. Like you might have, like on the football team. Yeah, I'm telling stories. On the football team, what they used to do is hold you down. Not on the ground, but you be sitting up, and you don't want to hit it. So what they do is they just cover your face. Everybody's like this, like you got hands all over your face and nose and stuff like that, and you got one little hole there, and they just blowing that supercharged to you, like making sure that you get that smoke, making sure you get it. So your first time, you're like, oh wow, I've never had this before. You know what I mean? And that's how they did to get you acclimated and stuff. But that's kids. Kids do stuff like that. Kids and fools. Kids and fools and stuff like that. People getting, and I don't. Believe me, I don't believe in none of that, man. Like getting your dog and cat high and stuff like that, man. Especially just to shut your dog up. And plus, that'd be the worst thing to get your dog addicted to. Like he addicted to the sticky. You know what I mean? Because if he gets he starts needing the sticky, he already eat enough as it is. Dogs eat a lot, man. Dogs eat as much food as you put out. They don't get tired. Just as nasty. If it get nasty to them, they'll stop eating. But if you put out delicious food, a dog will sit there and get itself fat as I don't know what. Yeah, yeah. I learned my lesson. Again, that Sir Frank said when you drunk, your body is very relaxed. A lot of the times your body tenses up. That's when you get messed up. It's worse. There you go. And that's exactly what happened. I think Earl was, you don't have to necessarily be drunk, but you just when you drink, you just like cool, like okay, whatever, cool. Something happened, you just like, you ain't really paying attention to it like that. But if you see it, you like, oh, like, and he's right, because that's one thing they teach you. Um, far as like I've watched this before, the acrobats and stuff, and I've heard them talk about it. The acrobats, if they ever have some kind of a mishap, like they miss a jump or something like that, they're already taught to just like relax, like make their self limp. Make their self limp. I mean, I would do that on my bike. I don't even hold my handlebars tight or nothing like that. I hold everything loose, and then if I go over any kind of bumps, I actually take my hands up off of there. Let the bike take all the punishment. Don't let all that jarring because if you know you ain't no baby, you ain't no kid no more. Don't let all holding on to your stuff all like this and stuff. You don't want to hold on to it like that, man, because all that force just goes straight through you. Yeah. Good key to boxing right there too. When somebody's nice and relaxed, guess what? Their energy, they're gonna have energy at the end of the fight. They're gonna have energy. And so what happens, even when we talk about Cinnamon Bun, once he fights somebody who makes him, when he's not relaxed at all, when he has to be tense that whole fight, he's gonna get tired and start huffing and puffing. Because if we've seen it, man, Floyd Mayweather was the example of that. Floyd got relaxed. And Floyd actually came in tense and was told to, stop being so tense. And then once Floyd started relaxing, then Canelo was like, he's all tight. So that's one key in boxing also, is you make the other fighter get all tensed up. Yep. Yeah. But in one of my points, even with when we talking about the drinking and stuff, so one of my points about that drinking, baby, is always even I tell my family if they any of them drinking, I tell my niece and them because they want to drink or whatever. I said, look, you say you do not drink past laughter. Anything past laughter is bad. You drink up until laughter, that's it. Once you get laughter, because that means you had got relaxed enough to where problems and stuff like that is just you just forgetting them for right now. Maybe and people can say it's chemically induced or something like that. I'm not endorsing anybody to drink, but if you're gonna drink, don't drink past being happy. Don't drink to where you get sad again, and don't drink to where you get mad and want to fight. Because one thing you can't do, you might not get hurt, but one thing you can't do when you have been drinking a lot is you can't fight. You cannot fight. You think you got skills and can fight still. You cannot. You cannot fight. The biggest thing I did drunk, and I didn't even know that somebody. See, the biggest thing I did drunk, in which I didn't even know that anybody seen me, because I went into the gym at like about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was still dressed up. I was still dressed up from the club, right? So I went in there, because what happens is things stay on my mind when I start hearing certain stuff, like somebody will say, oh, you can't do this when you drink or whatever. I'm like, oh, so let me just see. So I went in there and I just did like a maybe 2 sets of bench press. And I started off. I said, let me see if I can get up these couple of plates. So I got up a couple of plates. So I said, okay, I could probably get up more than that. and I lifted over 300 and something pounds drunk. So drunk. So I'm not saying that you lose all your strength when you're drunk. In some cases, you might even get stronger, but it's not about your strength because I kind of proved that you can be drunk and still, lift a lot of weights. You say, "Oh, Eagle, you just strong." No, but I don't do that no more like I used to. This is just a couple of years ago. For that incident, that was about. Let me see, because somebody was just reminding me about that, and I was laughing. Yeah, one of my boys. I think that was about 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago. That particular incident, about 8 to 10, something like that, years ago, when that happened. But what I'm saying is, no, don't. You're not gonna beat nobody. Is what I'm saying, because your reflexes, like getting out of the way or getting cracked, is just not gonna be good. Not gonna be good. Yeah, Sir Flynn said, me either. He said, I like to get a buzz and I'm good. He said, I like to be aware of my surroundings. That's it, man. Just get to the point where if you're going to be out or if you know you're going to be safe out, just get to the point of just laughter. Like I said, laughing. But if you're not, if you're in somewhere where, see, that's the whole, yeah, with me, I'm a sip. If I am going to touch anything, I'm going to sip if I'm somewhere that I'm not even really familiar with. It's either sipping something you like or drinking a beer that you don't like or something. It's like, oh man, get a beer that you don't necessarily care for. Don't get your favorite beer because if you get anything that's your favorite, you're gonna be, what I mean. Just get yourself something where you can sip, or get a beer that's not your favorite or something like that. Something that you ain't gonna just. So that way you ain't gonna be like, let me get another one. Let me get. So you're not gonna be on that. Let me get another one thing where you can sit there. So people can look at you and say, "Oh, you nursing?" So no, man, I just got my little double shot here. That's it. I got my double shot of the hen, and that's it. I'm just gonna chill. I got my double shot, baby, the hen, and I'm good like that. But around your people and stuff, yeah, just get to the point. Matter of fact, it's your responsibility since you know that now. It's your responsibility. I'm putting that responsibility on you. So now you got the responsibility. If you see somebody getting past laughter, then you got to cut them off. You cut off. You got to cut them off in your family. You got to say, man, you cut off, man. You're getting a little bit, you're getting past the point of, having fun. Because I said, I'm an observer, man. I used to watch. Like, I'd be at the party, like, family, I'd be looking at everybody, see how they get, And I got people in my family they just do different stuff. And I just watch them, I was like, okay, that's how she get. Okay, after a certain amount. Like, some people, everybody knows their whole story. Like, you have there's stories in life, but there's drinking stories. So a person, it's funny because I guess they have charts to let how much. Would the charts tell you how much alcohol you might have in your blood for a certain size? But here's um, another side to that is that they don't show you like the actual what you look like or something like that. See, and that's person to person, right? So I got people in my family that get to the they love her. They get to a point where they I hope they're not listening because they're gonna be like, you talking about me. But anyway, yeah, they get to the point where they all happy and stuff like that, and then they get to the point to where they're defensive, like real defensive, like who looking at like that or what you doing? They get like that, real defensive about their whole family, and they get all defensive. They get to the point. This is crazy, ain't it? How somebody can turn into like a guard. You've been drinking, and also you turn into a guard, like you guarding everybody, like you checking everything out. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, you better be acting right. And then they get to the point where they love everybody. They love everybody in the family, and then they get to the point. I'm just saying this. I'm just making this point up. I'm not exposing anybody in particular. Yes, unless they came by and heard it. That's about it. If they came by, then they might have it, but they gonna be, oh, I can't believe you said that. And then I can be like, I can't believe you said that. Because it wasn't me, it was you. You said it. That's something that you do. You see what I mean? That's something that you do. I just brought it up. Anyway. And then the last stage the last stage is after they love everybody and they go to bed. And for me, that's endearing to me. I think that's one of the coolest things for me. That's the coolest thing is if you go through stages like that, but you don't go through a stage where you get all violent and crazy and shit. That's crazy. Some people go through a stage where they just get violent and stuff like that. But I'm with y'all on that little. If you are going to or if you have to, just make sure you just you doing this. And I did a little bit more, but I mean because I'm drinking my tea. But I'm saying that you just doing you just sipping or something like that. That you're not on this what is it that you're not on this flooding your system like that. It's good. We don't want y'all to flood your system and stuff. Just shaking my head though, man. Just thinking that yeah, we need to get these fights in that we need, man. And that's a shame. Okay, I didn't get a chance to talk about. It's nothing really to talk about when it comes to boots because if you have a no contest, then what is there to talk about? I mean, what? So how do you do a fight? Y'all let me know how you do a fight breakdown. All you can say is what? I think he was doing good up until the point where they stopped the fight or whatever. I think he was going to control it. I think he might have got the knockout. You can say all kinds of stuff like that. I think he might have got the decision. You can say a lot of different things, but when you get to that point to where it's a no contest or something like that, there's really that just leaves us out of it. But also, it should show you to humble yourself before you get into a lot of fights. You could be positive about yourself. You can have confidence in yourself, but just be careful because you're showing that you're not as skilled. Because guess what? Getting away from somebody's head is a skill too. You'd be like, oh shit, he almost butted me. You know what I mean? Every once in a while you can get butted, but most times, you know that the headbutt comes into play. This means nobody's teaching you that. Watch out for the head because your corner should be they supposed to be like this. They supposed to be like, looking at everything. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, his head's getting close. His head. Make sure you step back on this and do that. Right? But they're not doing that at all. It seems like they're not. It's like not good, baby. Not good. You got to teach the fighters to stay out there because they may end up not having the hardest head one of these times. And that's one of the worst things because a lot of times what happens, you have a superstar fighter or a great fighter, and he fights a person that headbutts and stuff like that, and they end up losing. Because and the reason they lose because it was a couple of fill out rounds that went either way. Let's say for instance went 6 rounds. So you got 2 fill out rounds and they could have went either way, and then now you got the third round. So now you got a third round and supposedly champion is doing better, but he's only up by 1. He gets a headbutt in that round or split eye or something like that. So the next round he loses. Now the fight's even again. The round after that, he's just poking and picking. He's worried about. He's doing good work, but he's worried about the eye so much. He should have quit in the 4th round. So 5th round is too late. So now 5th round, he's just messing with his eye too much. The guy's not doing a whole lot, but so now at the end, that's gonna put him up. So now you're not gonna get the no contest. So now you don't get the no contest. So now it's going to be 3 rounds to 2. So 3 rounds to 2 at the closing of the fight, and then the good fighter loses, and that's all from slipping up too. That's all from not knowing your opponent. You feel me? But we need to, as far as getting this stuff done, is Earl is going to get in there, and like I said before, man, I keep saying this over and over again. Is it I don't care what all of them do because I'm on this side of it. I'm on the side where I want to see the fight. Like we can get into the discussions and stuff like that because a lot of chats act like a lot of shows and stuff. is they act like they're not watching the paper, but they really are watching the paper. And the percentage, I mean, I can talk about the percentage. I don't care. I don't I don't know how much money it is. It's coming out of my pocket too. It's coming out of my pocket. It's coming out of your pocket. So I don't really care how much money they're taking from us. But there's a limit, I think, for most of us. I don't know. What's the limit? What's your limit right now? Y'all let me know. Let's see. This part of the discussion right now, because we're talking about all the confusion and shit. So what's you guys' limit? Anybody can answer that. It don't matter if you're the web or what. Anybody can answer this question. So between Canelo and Spence, what's your pay-per-view limit? Not the fight limit, but what's your pay-per-view limit on that fight? What's the limit you would spend on a fight like that? What's your limit? Since you're talking about the back end, front end, and stuff like that, you are the front end. You part of that front end and back end. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't even understand that fights. So we look at pay-per-view fights as bringing in all the money, right? I'm gonna tell you what. You can have a fight on something. Let's say, for instance, on ABC or something like that, and make more than you make on pay-per-view. And a lot of people don't understand that. As you can. It's just not the demand for it. And the reason you can make it, because usually if you're on pay-per-view, a lot of people think, oh, pay-per-view, that's because you're a star. No, not all the time. Not all the time. Now, some of these channels, no, it depends on where they put you at. Could you imagine if a fight was big enough to take over like Monday Night Football? If there was a fight that big? If there was a fight that big? That's prime time right there. That's absolute prime time. We're talking about sponsorship. How much is a Super Bowl commercial right now? And you know that's the biggest sporting event there is, though, right there. Shit, over 120, what, almost 130, almost 130, almost 130 countries for the Super Bowl. And on top of that, commercials are probably like, I know if the last I knew is they were about $5.6 million for a commercial slot. A lot of fighters don't even get that. That's just think about it. That's just a commercial. If you was big enough to where a commercial, you getting that much on commercials, you know you're getting paid. Sponsors is paying because there's commercials throughout them. I'm talking about even before the fight. There might be 10 commercials before the fight. That's already 50, and then going up to the fight, the advertisement going up into the fight, there's going to be commercials, and guess what? Those got to be paid for. But they're not going to be paid. Let's say, for instance, it's not going to be as much. It might not be the 6 million, but shit, it's going to be $1 million or so, a couple of million, like that there. But let me see what y'all got though. Yeah. Okay. We was talking about don't like to be getting too buzzed out. Yeah, it's not good, man. So if you're gonna drink, man, just make sure you drink to where you just mellow. Like, yeah, you still good. It's actually, I'm not trying to endorse it, but maybe it's good to be like, a little bit looser, than coming out like, yeah, well, I wish a motherfucker would. Instead of coming out like that, at least you're a little bit more chill. A little bit chill. I'm not saying get so chill where you just fall over. I'm talking about just a little chill where you can still handle everything. Because if something come up, then since your blood pump all that through, that you're out of it like in no time. You're out of it in no time, as long as you're good. But I see D to the Bailey up in here. Salute to D to the Bailey, y'all. That's Eagle Web Champ. Oh, shit, that's right. We got to come up with the fight game coming up next month. Eagles Web Fight. Eagles Web Boxing. You got the championship coming up next month. I'm still working on it. What we going to do. Yeah. Certain friends say I hate obnoxious drunks as much as a crying drunk. Yeah. But it depends. There's levels of crying, though. There's levels of crying, yeah. Because I see people just cry a little bit, but the ones, you're right. Like like the girls can get away with a little bit of the crying. They get emotional anyway. But old crying ass, complaining ass males, I don't like that. When a man that drinks so much, he all crying. I'm like, shut your ass up. You know what I mean? A lot of times, the men get like that. But a salute to Derek again. Derek Beatty said, salute the Eagles way of boxing. That's right. Derek Beatty came in here with the 50. He came in with the $50. That's it. The $50, man. Yeah, we was talking about that drinking too. At D to the Beatty, how people function because we brought up the point before how people can do certain stuff like drugs and all that and still perform. And I'm talking about the drugs that's not supposed to help you perform. I'm not talking about the performance enhancing stuff. I'm talking about the stuff that takes away from that, the sedative type of stuff, and they function better, which is crazy. I don't know how people can do that. Because me, if I do the wrong thing, I want to just go lay down or something like, man, I got to go get me some sleep, man. I'm sitting there yawning. I'm like, man, I got to go. Yeah, I got to go sleep. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way today that I'm just gonna stay up. So y'all give me something. I'm a lightweight. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. I'm an advertiser too, but shit, it ain't worth it for me to. I waste your time, man. You go get us. If you getting us something, better get me something baby size. That's it for me. So uh, all that military hype, all that stuff gone now. Yeah, they used to. Whew. Cause I remember like back in the military, man, they used to keep me. Man, I don't know, man. Y'all's ego was love, man. Wrong kind of love, though, huh? But y'all's ego was love, believe me, man. I used to have my own little small table, man. I'd be in the club by myself. I have my own little small table, man. And I just be in there. They be, oh, they be happy and stuff to see me. And I'm just like, and my whole table just be full. You see everybody with one or two drinks. I'm sitting. I ain't even bought a drink, and my table just sit there. My table full of drinks that I ain't bought. I ain't bought none of it. See, it's good. Well, it's good to be. Maybe I'm not liked anymore, but it's good to be liked like that, man. That's all. When I was a youngster, man, I didn't take full advantage of a lot of things that came my way, man. I was a lot more appreciated. I don't know why. I was just blessed up at that time. I'm still blessed up, but I'm saying at that time I was just blessed up to have, to be fortunate enough to get, to just win everything and just always like, I mean, not have to spend money. Even like right now, even when I don't work, I still end up getting, I get something. I opened up I got like about, this year I got like about 4 checks. Had shit to do with um, me earning. I just got them. A lot of these companies you work for, y'all got to look out for it, man. A lot of these companies they have lawsuits against them, and then you're part of a whole class action lawsuit. You don't even know it. I even know, man. I was like, how many different companies? I think it was either two. It was a bank. There was a lawsuit against a bank. Can I mention them without getting in trouble? Wells Fargo. It's too late. I already mentioned it. So it was a case against them, and I'm not gonna mention the other company. It was a case against about 2 other companies, at least 2 companies, maybe 3. And I got paid off of them. I'm like, huh? I'm sitting there getting checks. They're like, yeah, you part of a class action. So you don't have to do nothing. We already did it, but since you're an employee or you work for them or you've been, you're associated, and they just pay you. That's a good way to get paid, man. Best way to get paid is when you don't know you're getting paid, not when you're expecting your check. When you when you're looking at bills and expecting your check, man, that's not a good feeling. When you don't care about your check coming as much, like, oh, you good for 2 or 3 months. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not 3 months ahead on nothing. Not me. I think they say that you're supposed to be 2 months. You're supposed to be 2 months, but I'm up. Well, two. Well, I like to overdo stuff, so I need to be three. I need to be at least 3 months up on stuff, man. At least 3, 4 months up on anything. Anything that can happen, you need to be a few months up on it. You know. But I'm just not. I ain't that far right now. I'm just not. Maybe if I scraped everything together, maybe I am, but not visually. I can look, and I'm not there. Yeah, but just back to the point on Earl is that I believe that EJ, who is the welterweight IBF and WBC champion, I feel that he can do what he wants to do because the thing is he gave us the point A to B. He gave us a point A to B. At least he gave us something. What a lot of fighters don't give you a point A to B. They just out there just doing whatever. I'm gonna do this. And see, I don't like this. And see, with that franchise thing, that's why I don't like that title for it. Is that you could take a title like that, which is not a title. What it is like a gifting that you can do what you want to. And so I don't like the fact that Canelo has that because he can just do what he wants to. I'm gonna jump up here to 168. I'm gonna jump down there to 147. You feel? And that's just not a good thing. It's not. Because what happens with that little protection, is like, well, what about these couple of fighters that you need to get that fight done with? You're not gonna get this done. Okay, so that's a good another point. So another point, I think, and we talked about this before. So another point about that is how's that gonna work with even Charlo, even with Jamel? How's that gonna work? Even with Jamel or Jamal, how's that gonna work if Canelo tries to fight Earl Spence? Earl Spence wants it. I mean, he'll do it anyway. But I'm not saying maybe they'll come into agreement or something like that, but maybe they won't because I know Maul is probably going to be upset with Earl because Maul going to be because that's one thing I know. The one thing I kind of disagree with Earl is that I believe that this is I don't know how I got this, but I believe that Earl was saying let let Maul take care of all the business at 160 and Mel take all the business at 154 before I even move up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You guys give me your opinion about that. So are we looking at that as being a special fight, or do you guys see that as being a special fight? And I'm talking about Earl Spence versus Canelo Alvarez, or do you look at that as being a potential like I'm stepping on your toes fight? Like I'm stepping on some of my people's toes, people that I train with and work with, and from my same area. Those are my boys. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a step on toes fight, or is that cool, or is that you go get the paper, man? Everybody looks at stuff like that. Go get your paper, baby. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'll wait for y'all, man. I play the flute. I play the flute while I wait for y'all. Kind of play it. I don't even know if it's tuned. Maybe it is. What's it? No, it's not S tuned. It's kind of slipping. It's old. These are like instruments. I wish I could have. It would have been nice to be able to get that song finished, half of it at least, before this thing started sliding down. Can't really show it to you. Y'all ain't gonna understand. Y'all ain't gonna understand. My web ain't gonna understand. But yeah, I got to start playing more anyway. There we go. Nice. Maybe things on there tight. No, I think so. A little bit. Still a little bit loose. Nah, not still loose. Yep. I'll fix it later. But almost got it. Come on, y'all. Nothing? Is that a step on your toes fight? Or is that okay? Everybody good with it? Do you think or you think Charlie will be okay with it? You think Jamal's good with that? A lot of people sleeping though on Jamal a little bit. I'm still waiting for y'all's answer. But people sleep. Jamal is. I think Jamal's gonna hurt somebody. Jamal's gonna hurt a big name that people ain't even expecting them to get hurt. But Jamal is probably gonna hurt like a big name. I mean, when I say hurt, I mean hurt him in a fight, like physically mess him up. Why is he? Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I know the frustration has to be set in. So that's why I'm saying that. I know the frustration has to be set in. Yeah, I know the frustration has to be. It has to be there. And I'm looking at my brother's response, and I know that. See, I have to be on the right path because he said that, and usually me and him we see stuff similar, and that's Derek Bailey. A lot of times we see stuff very similar, and he said stepping on toes. See, and that's what I'm seeing too, though, like stepping on toes, because Maul been waiting like for a long time, man, and Triple G String don't want that smoke, and the whole path for me, I'm sorry, man. People you gonna get mad. Somebody's gonna get mad. Not necessarily in here, but somebody's gonna get mad. Maybe they come watch the show later, and they gonna get mad because they expect these fights that Canelo's had. Has just been such great fights. You know what I mean? Great wins against such opponents. Is there anybody out there that thinks? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it to you like this: if Jamal Charlo was fighting Callum Smith, what would be the outcome? Somebody tell me that one. That's right though, Derek Bay. He said stepping on toes. That's what I believe that too. South 979 said triple G String is right for the picking for Charlo. He's not going. He ain't right for the pick. He's rotten. He's not going. He's not. That's not going to happen. But what would have happened? What would have happened? To be honest with yourself. Just thinking. I mean, we can call it speculation or whatever we can call it. But if Jamal Charlo would have fought Callum Smith, what would have happened? What do y'all think would have happened? If Canelo can get inside on you, I shouldn't even throw that out there. Don't even throw that out there. Let y'all have something extra to think about. Y'all tell me what would happen? Yeah, we speculating. Oh, we had this speculatory chat. No, I don't care. What do y'all think would happen? What do y'all think? Okay. I think it's straight. I think I got it tight. Okay, I can play with that. That's what I'm saying. Derek Brady said Charlie will stop him, in my opinion. See, and that's the difference. Is Canelo didn't stop him. I'm seeing like a terrible beating is what I'm saying. And just replaying it in my mind, just to play it in my mind, Not replay it, but to play it in my mind, I'm seeing like a beat up. I'm seeing somebody get beat up. Them tall stork like fighters, man, they don't. The tall fighters don't. They don't stand up against those those three fighters like that. They don't. They just don't stand. They don't stand up against those fighters like that. And I wouldn't doubt if it wasn't like a complete brain concussion KO, that it'd be a body KO with the Charlos. Either one of the Charlos. Even and with Earl. Earl going to that body, man. Y'all remember that fight that Earl had with that tall, what was that tall guy's name? Was it Campbell's? I think it was his first fight over in Dallas Stadium. Boy, he put that monster body shot on him. That was all over with. That was all he wrote. Went down. I like my native brother. I started laughing, but it's not funny. My native brother Hill, man. Remember Hill? Remember Virgil? Roy called him. Roy called him in that bottom rib, that little. I don't know if they call it floating, but all those you can call floating. I don't know, because all of them aren't attached. They're supposed to be attached, you know. They're not attached to the sternum. Just way down there. He called him with that shot. He was like, he had his hand on his hip, on his back, like he had a bad back. All of a sudden, like, oh, my back, my neck. He's there, my neck and my back. Yeah. Okay, don't make fun of the fighters. Eagle, just try to keep it, because there's no laughter. Has it been laughter? No. Guess what, Derek D to the Bay? I don't think we had any laughter in the chat. Y'all might be laughing at home, but we don't think we had no laughter in the chat, the whole chat. Yeah, but Triple G overripe. He'll get smurderized. Yeah, Charlo will hurt Canelo. He'll hurt Canelo too. People act like Canelo can't be hurt. He can be hurt. If Mayweather hurt your ass, you can be hurt. Mayweather hurt him. People acting like he wasn't never hurt. He just never was expecting to get hit as hard as Mayweather hit him. One time Mayweather hit him with a hard right, like bam, you can see his face like, oh shit. He tried to come back. Yeah. Charlo stopped him, Charlo by KO. How did Canelo stop Kovalev and not see? And now you're understanding a little bit better. See, Derek Bailey just be on page, man. But then again, Derek, we're not going to really get into that. We're not going to get into anything, or are we? Because a lot of this stuff sound kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't sound good. And see, I don't want to be one of these shows that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a stupid show, but I don't want to be the show that brings up like anything that's like a conspiracy right away. But I'm just saying, we see certain stuff with our own eyes. You ain't fooling Derek Bailey. He's saying, oh, wait, man, you stop him. And matter of fact, he stopped him early on top of that. What would the fight be? Okay, there we go. This is how we do our investigation. How would the fight go against Kovalev, even if we don't like him that much? Probably, I would say most of us don't like him that much. Against Callum Smith. How would that fight go? Yeah, Derek Bay said, yeah, Roy almost killed Virgil. Yeah, that was a shot. When you get a shot, now, if you guys never been in no kind of pain like that, that's pain. Even though we didn't feel his pain, some of us might have. But when you get that kind of pain, baby, I'm telling you, man, when you got to hold something, you in pain when you got to hold. When you not just going, ah, when you not just hunching your shoulders over and doing an ugly face, you feel me? If you're not just doing that, if you're like, God, when you can't get it out, like, oh, when you got to hold it, you feel me? And that's what I think too. Kovalev will knock his ass out. You feel? You got to sit there and hold the pain. When you got to hold the pain, you in some pain. I don't know if any of y'all have ever broken anything or sprained anything real bad or separated anything in your body, like joints or something like. Oh man, when you in that kind of pain, when you got to hold, you in some. Believe me, baby, you in some pain. When you ain't just shaking it, even when you shake, sometimes you get your fingers or something, and you be shaking your hand like, ah, God, dang, ah, ah. You ever burn yourself and you try to blow it? It ain't a candle. You trying to blow that shit out like your breath is, yeah, like your breath is cool or something. You like, you ain't got no ice. All you can do, any kind of water. It could be warm water, but you try to blow it to be cool. You like, I think burns are the worst pain you can get though. Like a severe burn, that's the worst. That's, man. I'm telling you, man. I slid one time in some grease. Not good. Not at home. um, I don't know. I was just walking by and I slid in some. Oh, y'all want to hear this? Y'all gonna hear it anyway. But I slid on some grease, and there was. I don't even know if y'all ever even seen this kind of a stove, but it was an iron top or steel. Yeah, steel. I think it was a steel top stove. Steel. This is what I'm saying. Steel. You know how you have most of you have the elements. You have what they call burners, like a burners and stuff like that. Now they make these. Now they have these that's even worse than the one I'm gonna tell you about. But I actually slipped in some grease. Had a shirt on. Had a white shirt on. I fell, slipped. I fell, but my reactions were so quick. I actually fell on top of it, with the top of my body, my chest, at an angle, and so I had to put my hands down on it real quick and push myself off. My shirt, it was a white shirt. My friend was dying. He was dying laughing because he didn't know that the stove. He didn't know that the thing was on and nothing like that. He was dying laughing, and then once I said, "Man, shit, I just fell on that hot ass thing," I told him, and when he seen it, I had a line, half of a, part of a Zorro slash here. I still got the scar from here, from my shoulder, all the way down to my stomach. It's like a slash. I got burnt. Where the shirt actually was burnt. And once he seen that, I was taking my shirt off, man. He was trying to help me. He was like, "Oh shit," you know, trying to get me to the water, trying to throw water on me or whatever. But it's too late. That shit bubbled up like a blister. That shit bubbled up like this, all the way across my whole body, just like that. And talking about some pain. That's one part of some. Yeah, that's no. It wasn't even a wood burning. It wasn't a wood burning stove. Yeah, Derek Bay said Kovalev by KO. He said if Crusher show up. No, he said like a wood burn. No, it's just a steel. They got the ones they steel. The top of them is made out of steel, so the whole surface gets hot. Even though it still has the individual where you can make one section hot or another section hot. It's just so you can put like real big pots on them. But it'll just heat. So say for instance, if you put something on this side uh, and you're heating it up like a big pot or something like that. Now the rest of it will get hot, but it just won't be as hot as just that area right there. But just imagine having all of them on, like all of them turned on high, where that whole shit is just hot. It's like a flat grill. That's more or less what it equivalates out to if you look at the dynamics of it, or look at it. That's more or less what it would look like. But hotter than that thing, hotter than the grill though. It gets hotter than that because it's thick. The grills aren't really that thick. This thing's probably an inch and a half thick, still like that, all the way across that whole thing, man. Yeah, but that's another good one too, though. I know somebody got burnt on one of them. And how Derek know about that? That's childhood baby stuff right there. When I was real little, that's little stuff when I was growing up, man. I remember that when I was a little bitty thing, man. Matter of fact, they still make those. I remember that my friends and them, they was actually putting one of them. This is old. I guess they like the old style stuff. I think they call them pot bellies. But they didn't have a pot, but they had a more modern one with the glass in the front and all that. Yeah, they had a more modern one, but yeah, the pot belly. Yeah, the pot belly is something. I think you can put maybe one or two pots on top of that. But that, yeah, that wood burning the shit. That wouldn't be no joke to fall on nothing like that either. That shit, ain't no way to put that heat out when something made out of. I think that's cast iron because you got heat coming from everything, everywhere on that. And those type of things, they don't cool off. They don't cool. Aluminum cools off quick, but it may be stainless steel. But when you got that thick steel or you got some cast iron, that shit takes a while to cool down. It ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Yo, Cole, what's up, Eagles Web, man? I lost my brother there. Oh, my brother. Yeah. That's your brother, man. All condolences go out to you, brother. Yeah. All condolences go out to you, man. Yeah. I mourn with you, man. I promise you that. I promise you that, man. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things go on in our life, man, where we think, we take so many different things for granted and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that any individuals out here taking anything for granted, but yeah, a lot of things happen, man. A lot of things happen, man. All the positive vibes, all the positive prayers and everything go out for the Gil Coles family, man. Yep, most deaf. Yeah, a lot of times we take a lot of these things, for granted, man. So you gotta look back in your life sometime, man. A lot of times you just gifted, you gifted more than what you think you is, man. Yeah, you gifted a lot more than what you think you are, man. You just to get to be, to get to be around and stuff, man. You gifted a lot. You blessed, man. Believe that. You gifted for a reason, man. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna try to get into like a sermon or nothing like that. But yeah, we all gifted, man. And we get to go kick it and see each other every once in a while, man. Even we don't even know each other like that, but we get to see each other and communicate with each other and stuff like that. Sometimes we get you get the tragic stories and stuff like that, man. Yeah, there you go. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, he was a good dude. He said, going out there to console my nieces. He said, much love and respect. Yeah, most deaf, bro. Yep. Yeah, Gil gonna handle it the way he got. I know a little bit more about Gil than y'all know probably. So, but Gil gonna do the man thing and and stand up and do what he got to do. Get everybody straight. You feel me? Yep. He can go out there and get all the things straight that he need to get straight. But that's what we gotta do, man. As family, man, with family members and stuff, we gotta stand up like that. Sometimes you never know when it's your turn. Sometimes it's your turn. Your turn. You gotta go out there and stand up. Gotta go out there and stand up, man. And then we realize how small certain stuff is around us, like this whole boxing and all this other stuff. But we got a lot of stuff to happen in life, man. And I know that. I mean, a lot of us, like even with myself, you guys know I hate to talk about myself. That's why I try to. I make my stories so short. I don't know how to tell y'all any stories. I like to make them short. I just tell you the painful truth. I get straight to the point. Yeah, but just in general, I probably there's been enough times where to where I got fortunate and I'm still here to talk to y'all. You know what I mean? Because of circumstances and stuff, and that that's I have a doctor. Because I'm being everybody has their own doctor, but one time my doctor was telling me, he wanted me to take a certain medicine and stuff. He said, well, we take chances and stuff like that. But this the way he said it, that we take chances on life. I'm like, well, I'm not taking no chances on life. So what you telling me is just your pills and all that. That's just a chance. I'm not taking a chance. I'm just gonna, and then I know certain people, like my sister, say, well, you the medicine man or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have everything. I can't get everything. You know how many medicines there are, like natural herbs and stuff. Man, I got to be almost a billionaire to afford and get all these different medicines. It's so many of them. So I got to get the ones that I can. So we used to be able to just go out and get them. See, that's a subject in itself, to where people don't understand that since you got to pay for everything, man, you got to pay. Shit, you you more or less got to pay for air if you want fresh air. That's the honest truth. The only ones getting fresh air, which is not air, they getting oxygen, because they don't bottle air. They bottle oxygen like that. It's always oxygen. It's like oxygen. How much oxygen is really in your air? And they bottling up oxygen because that's the way they can do it. They can't bottle up your real air. What happens if you bottle up your real air? You can put air in a bottle, but if you bottle up the air, what happens? Hmm? There's a whole lot of moisture in it. It's going to be a whole lot of water in the air because air and water is the same thing. Yeah, Eagles Web. Yeah, Coach said Eagles Web was going to be a sad day, but don't forget to make Derek Brady hit that like. But yeah, Derek Brady. Let me go back and check, man. Derek doing that to me again. Cause Sir Flame be talking about. He says you got to murderize that like button on your way in. I got to. Yeah, that's bad. Good looking out. That's my ex champ right there. He's looking out, man. He's letting me know that hey, I got to go check on. I got to check on D to the baby. D to the baby be shorting me. It's shorting me of my thumbs up. Okay, I got to. I don't know, Gil. I don't know if you. I don't know how truthful you was on that, man. I go out there, man. It's close to 10. I don't never expect no more. I expect at least my mods to, give me, thumbs up. But it's close to. It's almost 10. It's like I see 9, man. It might be more than that. Gil's messing with me. You're a fool, Gil. But take care of yourself, brother. Yeah, I ain't gonna bother you, man. I'll holler at you later, though. Maybe I'll holler at you Friday or something like that. I'll holler at you Friday, man. Yeah, but he messing with my boy. Hey, leave my boy alone, man. Teach his buddy a good brother, man. Yeah, I go in there and see all them thumbs up. Michael Johnson boxer talking more. He might have been the one that shorted me on my thumbs up. I don't know. He might be the one. Yeah, he might be the one that got me. Got the eagle. Got the eagle, baby. Give my thumbs up for y'all slide down up in here. Yeah, Michael Johnson boxer talking more. He said, "What up, Eagles? Eagles Web." He said, "Your boy coming in. He swooping that out the sky on y'all's asses." That's it, man. That's how we do, man. Yo, Coles, Eagles Web 100. Yeah. That shit's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy right there. Yeah, Michael Johnson coming in here. He said, "Swooping down." Yeah. But, hey, it's all good, man. Chat clean today, man. Yeah, chat clean. Everything clean. Everything checked out, man. All my towers. All my web watchers, I think they down on the floor with me right now. They sitting down just relaxing because they know. Yeah. So they be up in that they be up on the top of that web, man. Sometimes that's how Michael Johnson boxing talk was right now. He's on top of that web. He just swooped down. He said, "I'm swooping down." Right. That's how he let you know. He's swooping down in case we catch a clown. We might not got no mace, but you gonna catch a major case up in here. You gonna catch that case. And what case they catch in Eagles Web? If you come in filing incorrect, what kind of case do you catch in Eagles Web? Eagles Web, you get your ass wrapped up. It's a wrap. You get wrapped up and you get sent out. You come up in there, man. So, yeah, we ain't about that. We ain't about that playing like that, man. Yeah, a lot of times when we go like late, like when we go over, like most time we go over an hour anyway. It's supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour, but we never hit that. But we usually go, over an hour, maybe sometimes a couple hours or so. Yeah. But yeah, but a lot of people, when we start going like, this is about the time, we start to get into the time where people come in, you know. Yeah. Oh, Michael Johnson says, speaking about cases at MTK and GBP, he said getting sued. Wow. Well, We got a lot of people uh, that do the wrong thing. We talked about that earlier. I was talking about that some of my money came from lawsuits that I didn't even know was even out there. Shit, y'all didn't tell me. Y'all, hey, didn't anybody else get a check from Wells Fargo? Wells Fargo, you wronged me. But y'all had got rid of their ass, man, like 6 years ago. 6. It's about 6 years ago I got rid of Wells Fargo. I said, nah, I'm out of here. I got rid of them. I wouldn't let them be my bank. One time, because I went in one time, I was trying to get some money. I said, oh, we only allow you to get X amount of dollars out of your account. I said, it's my money. It's my money. You know, every customer. We only let the customers, because I wanted some money out there. They said, we'll only let the customers get $5,000 out. And I needed more at the time. I needed more than 5,000 at the time. How you going to tell me all I can get is X amount if I need more than that? And so I think I had to end up getting a check. You know what I mean? I had to end up getting a check. You know what? And I don't even, you know what? And see, the thing is, Michael Johnson, Boxer Talking More, said Wells Fargo State getting the business. I don't know how they even still sucking people in. It must be on some kind of credit card thing, you know, no interest or something. They got to be, it got to be a great promotion. It got to be a great promotion because I haven't seen it like, only mail I get from them is they still owe me a couple of dollars here and there. That's it. That's the only mail I get from them. But as far as that other shit, like, I don't even know. Like getting accounts and all that, I don't know what their advertisements like. I don't really watch commercials and shit. I'm on here with y'all. I watch minimum amount of television and everything else. I browse through and watch old shows through YouTube. I bring something up, something that I've probably never seen. Maybe Showtime. I'll go through a list and I'll bring stuff up. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. That I never knew this was back in my era where they had certain movies and stuff like that. And then sometimes I bring it to y'all's attention because it's important to know that a lot of the stuff, because D-Lo was in here the last time and we was talking about Biggie Smalls. And Biggie Smalls Biggie Smalls that was from a character on a movie. A movie called Let's Do It Again. I'm like, wait a minute. So if that's the case, then a lot of these other people are just fictitious characters, like these rappers and stuff ain't nothing but characters. But some of them is too obvious. You guys already know it. Machine Gun. No, come on now. Everybody know that. Capone. Everybody knows, you know, that a lot of these is just, you know, nobody has their own, you know, their own name. Like Eagles Way of neck wrenchers, you know. Eagles Way of neck wrenchers. That's what they called here, man. Eagles Way of neck wrenchers. And if you want to find out about that, then talk to Sir Flame. If you want to find out about the neck wrenchers. Yep. But it's good, man. We talked about we get to talk about a lot of other stuff in Eagles Web sometimes. A lot of times we come in here, we think we're gonna just talk just straight boxing and stuff. It ain't no boxing right now. And it's too much dumb stuff happening in boxing. And the story, damn, you can't write this shit yourself, man. You can't make up stories like this. And that whole Earl Spence thing's out in Earl Spence. If you got anybody who watches Eagles Web, for me, I'm gonna put it to you like this. As far as the Canelo bag, I would not. It's not gonna hurt you to not fight him because you still got you got fights out there still for you. You still got a good. I mean, the Bud fight, of course. Maybe even Ennis a little bit later, and maybe another couple of other fighters. Matter of fact, all you need is one or two fights at 147, 1-2 at the most, and you can move on up to 154 or 160, whatever. But I would say, you know, just let your brother Charlo get that smoke. That's what I'm saying. That's what I would say. I don't know what anybody else would say, but that's what I'm saying. Let him go ahead and get that smoke, man. if there's any smoke there, because I think that Charlo's. To be honest, I think Charlo will beat up Canelo. A lot of people think, oh no, not Canelo. He got such a no. He's gonna get beat up because he at one point he's gonna have to come forward. Because the thing about Charlo is Charlo can come forward early in the fight if he wants to. But they both kind of counterpunchers. And I don't think that Cinnamon Bun, I don't think he's ready for the counters that he's gonna get hit with. I don't think you can't prepare for him because some of their counters are so nasty. You might get a counter hook, a counter uppercut, a counter right hand or overhand. It's no telling what you might get. But once you get it, and for me, I think that what happened is I think the Charlo jab is just gonna be this is just too much because the Charlo jab is gonna make you fight the way that you probably don't want to fight. I don't know what y'all think about on that. What y'all's opine about that? If Charlo was to fight him, but yeah, we didn't talk. We already talked about the whole Kovalev thing. That's it becomes suspect to me when you can't when you should put out somebody over somebody else. Because I definitely think that Kovalev is more durable. We know that he might not have necessarily had the best stamina, but he was more durable. Seemed like he was more durable than Smith. I'm sorry, man. That arm punch shit, man. Y'all ain't gonna convince me that that arm punch shit is there's some heat behind that. I'm sorry, there's not. There's only been a couple of arm punches in boxing, and the two that I named are so way off. It's just because I named the Golden Boy, not Oscar De La Hoya, but I named Donnie Lalonde and George Foreman. There's some other ones, but I'm just saying there's only certain fighters that can arm punch you and they just heavy handed. You feel me? But some of these fighters are most arm punching fighters that they can't do the damage. They can't do the work. It's like, how are you getting wins? And the reason they're getting wins, I'm telling you, this is how they get wins. The reason that arm puncher can get wins is because of the work rate. He's just outworking the guy. Maybe smothering the guy. Maybe he got a pretty good defense, but he ain't hurting nobody. And every once in a while, if you get somebody weak enough, an arm puncher can put you out if they're not a heavy arm puncher. But those are the two. I just put those two examples up, but those are two heavier arm punches that I know. Because most fighters don't have just arm punches. They got to snap. They got to really snap to put you out. And I'm talking about, when I say arm punches, I mean your jab. Most of your jab is just an arm punch. That's an arm punch. You ain't throwing nothing in it. It's like that's an arm punch. It's arm. I mean, enough of that will get you, but I just don't see it. I just don't. Boxing, I don't want to be one of the dumb ones that get stuck in boxing and think that everything is legit. I'm not here to bash my sport. I love, because I love to watch boxing, but I'm not here to be a fool with it and act like I don't think or that I don't know that something can happen. I'm not gonna be dumb. Some people are stupid. Oh no, boxing it's straight, man. It was a good. How many decisions you done seen that that something was wrong? Didn't you just see one? Then we just have a bad decision right now. You don't even remember, do you? Yeah, we just had a bad decision. Matter of fact, I might watch it again. But we're always having like bad decisions. They're not like every day, but when we get them, man, they're the worst, man. Like, God, are you kidding? That's the fight you saw? Especially when you're about ready to crown your champ. You're about ready to crown the champion, and you find out he didn't win. A lot of times, look at the other picture. What's the guy's name? Derek Miguel. Yeah. Was that the worst one? I think that was was Miguel, right? That was the worst one. I think that was the worst one. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If that was the worst one right there. I think that was the worst right there because one person was clearly getting beat up. I mean, clearly getting beat up. Clearly. I mean, clearly. I can't see right now, but somebody was clearly getting beat up. You clearly getting your ass whooped, and you get the W. And see, the thing is, we can tell when you respond and you don't really have a response, you won. And if that ain't the most suspect thing right there, where you're responding and you know you know what I mean, you're responding, but you ain't really got a big response. Like, wait a minute, you ain't that happy. You supposed to be happier than that. And that's what I was trying to tell you on my earlier story, man. I don't like this suspect when I have people they're supposed to have your back, and then something tragic happened, and then their response is not what you expect it to be. Man, you're supposed to be more upset. You know, you're supposed to be more hurt for your brother, man. You know what I mean? People don't get hurt like that no more, man. They just, I mean, because life got to carry on, of course. But shit, everybody got to have their little grieving, spots. Shit, my brother Gil come in here, hitting us with the bad news and stuff like that. But he's more like me in that sense, though, is that I'm still going, I'm gonna still keep my character. I'm gonna do my grieving and stuff, but I'm gonna still, keep my character, man. Because some of us we have to, man. Some of us, that's what they appoint. We're actually appointed, and see that was the point about the boxing. That sometimes it's like um, it's an untitled appointment that a lot of these fighters have. That's how they become like the people's champ and everything else because you got an unpointed a title. You're. We have to have you do the things that we need you to do. That's what we have to have. Sorry, that's just the way it has to be. And sometimes you fighters got to step up and start giving us what we need to have because we're looking at a lot of us right now, or we are erasing the actual titles. We still see it, because you're making us see it, because you're saying you want to get this title, that title. But for me, I got to start erasing that. It would be good to have, undisputed, but somebody's still going to dispute it. It doesn't even make sense if you're saying undisputed, but somebody's still going to dispute it. So undisputed, so when you say undisputed, what you mean is I'm undisputed far as legal wise, like or far as belt wise. But we still gonna have doubt. Some people still gonna have doubt about, um, who you should have fought or who can still beat you. That you shouldn't be undisputed. It's always gonna be some stupid argument. So for me, if you're a champ, then you're a champ. Then you take whatever crowd you got, whatever clout you supposedly have, or popularity that you have, and you got to work with that. And right now, I'm just telling you, even though they might not even be the best fighters, and I know for sure Canelo's not the best fighter, but he got the crowd. He got the superstardom right now. And even AJ overseas, he got the superstar. Not over here, not the whole world. Ain't nobody falling for it. But it's not very. It's so many. It's so many missing right now that. Yep, we don't have the Fabulous Four. We have nothing. And I hear people mistakenly, but I'm not gonna say it's a mistake because um, their mindset or something like that is a mistake because you can think what you want to. But if we think about it, it's a mistake to start to call some of these boxers, probably most of them that you call superstar. I just don't see it. I don't see all these fighters as being superstars. I'm sorry. But I keep hearing it, that they all superstars. I'm like, really? They hitting us with this? And so for the whole, like for the Boxing Hall of Fame, like and they got, how many of them they got? I don't even know how many they got. But the biggest one is what? That's international, right? Yeah. And you other people, you people that come in and out, um, yeah, you mistakenly came in. So mistakenly, hit that thumbs up just for coming in. Yeah, just for coming up in it. Yeah, coming. I can't really complain though, because a lot of times when people come visit, we don't get no thumbs up, but but um, for as many, I don't even know how many mods came in. About 5 of y'all, 6 of y'all. So but we actually got more thumbs up than y'all. That's what I like to see. If I get at least 1 or 2 people to give thumbs up that aren't part of the web. And that's what's cool. Yeah, y'all sir was in here. Just let y'all know, whoever wasn't here, y'all sir came in. He had unexpected company, so he had to leave. But what's the point? What's the point, y'all? When it comes to the popularity as it relates to the boxing, if you're truly that superstar, and I'm not gonna mention your name because everybody, oh, you hate me again. No, if you truly that superstar, then show us by taking this game to another level and take us with you. Because it's almost like there's a spotlight. Just think about it. You have a whole crowd of people in a big stadium. All the lights is out except for a couple of spotlights. And these aren't like huge spotlights where they illuminate everybody. They just illuminate one person at a time. And so in boxing right now, you just have a few people that's illuminated. The rest of them, we don't see y'all. To be honest, now we'll see a good fight and we'll talk about the fighter for a while, but they fade away. Believe me. And we start talking about the so-called the big names or the superstars. After we see you fight, it's like okay, because Colbert. Think about Colbert. Oh, y'all don't like me saying Colbert, but Colbert. Just think about Colbert. How impressive and I mean, I love that fight he was in. Loved it. This show because he showed so many different things. But is he at that? He's not at that status though. See, and we'll turn the light right back off on him. We see him. Oh yeah, it was a great fight. And then we turn the light up. See, and that's what heavyweight is supposed to have all them spotlights on them. So right now, the heavyweight just don't have them spotlights on them. And so this level that we're going, where we're going is hard to really determine because there's the spotlight. It comes on and it goes right back off. We'll see it and then it's off. So nobody's really getting their shine for too long. But this is our next level. And this is our next level, but we need another level. Just letting y'all know, we need another level in boxing. Because that way we'll be happier, man, buying programs and stuff like that, getting more boxing stuff. We'll be happy when we see that. But if we don't see it, damn sure can't be it. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go, man. I gotta go fill this back up, man. I gotta get me some more of my medicine tea, man. But like I said, I always appreciate all my people that came through. And another big shout out to Gil Cole. Much condolences goes out to him. You guys know that Gil Cole's just lost his brother, man. So y'all send nothing but positive vibes and positive prayers out there for working prayers. Just don't be praying if you don't even trust your own prayer. But make sure you send him something, his prayers or something like that. Y'all holler at Gil, man. Good brother, man. That's my boy right there. I like Gil a lot. You know what I mean? It's hard to like people, but I actually like Gil, even though y'all hear me messing with him. But anyway, my shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Y'all know what it is, man. Wednesday, we on the 2 to the 3 of December, man. Nothing but blessings. Yep. I'm gonna catch y'all, man.